What's going on, guys? As you can see, the R6 is up on the lift, and the reason the R6 is up on the lift is because today I'm going to be walking through with you guys how to winterize your motorcycle. If you're not familiar with what winterizing your motorcycle is, it's basically preparing your motorcycle to sit and not be ridden for a period of time. Now, granted, I'm not going to run through all of the steps because I live in Georgia and I'm very fortunate enough to be able to ride year long. So I won't be performing all of the steps, but we are going to go through a lot of the steps that you guys can do to winterize your bike in case you have to store it over the winter time. So as far as the things that I'm going to be doing today on the bike, I'm going to be doing an oil change, changing out the coolant, adding fuel stabilizer to the gas, cleaning and lubing the chain, and I'm also going to put a coat of wax on the bike just to make it look a little prettier. Prettier, yeah. That. So guys, as far as what chemicals I'm going to be using, I've got them laid out here, but if you want to grab the exact ones, I'm leaving links in the description in case you guys want to use the exact same ones. These all came from Revzilla. Revzilla is an online retailer of motorcycle stuff. So gear, chemicals for your bike, parts, accessories, blah, blah, blah. They have a ton of stuff. They are highly recommended by a ton of you guys and a ton of the motorcycle industry. I love working with those guys, and they actually sent out all this stuff for us to do this video. So I'm very excited to be working with them, but enough of that. I'm gonna get to building this motorcycle's winterization optimization. I like that. Winterization optimization. Okay, let's go. So guys, I am going to start out with doing an oil change on my bike. That is just makes sense for me to do that first. And I am a genius with a sport bike, like many of you I'm sure are. And to do anything on your motorcycle, you have to go through the painstaking process of taking every one of your fairings off. That, my friends, is where we will begin this journey. I also wanted to note that this is not a detailed video about how to do the specific things that I'm going to be doing. This is more of a winterization as a whole video. If you guys want to do how-to videos, I would look up those videos specifically. Yay, the fairings are off. I just wanted to take a second and let you guys know that I will never own another R6 for the sole reason of how hard the fairings are to get off. We can continue now. Alright guys, so it looks like the oil change went really well. Oil changes are so easy. Just when you have a Super Sport, it's such a pain because you got to take all the fairings off. I just got the bike cranked up. I'm going to check the oil level one more time, and after that I'm going to move on to replacing the coolant. It looks like I have no coolant. I don't it's all the way down here. I don't know how the heck that happened. Now we play the waiting game so the bike can cool down, so we can get the distilled water out and get the coolant in. So since we're waiting for the bike to cool off, might as well clean off your nasty little cover for your front sprocket. This thing is disgusting and takes a minute to clean off. Just by scraping the stuff off, it's not that hard to get off to that degree. I don't know if I would spend the time really hardcore cleaning these things, because you're just going to put them back on there and get really dirty really quickly. But I mean, just scraping the gunk gets it off really quickly, to a point where you can put it on, there's not a ton of gunk on there. So while we're waiting on the bike to cool down, we might as well talk about winterization and why would you winterize your bike. And I mean, think about it. If you're gonna have your bike with all these liquids inside of it sitting all winter long, all the sediment inside of all of the liquid is just gonna come together into pieces, and you don't want all that nasty stuff sitting in your engine, sitting in your bike over a couple of months, or you know, however long your winter is. So it's just like, it's gonna keep the bike running at a good state much longer, you know, than if you just like never did oil changes or something like that. Highly recommend winterization. Like I said, I don't put my bike up, but I know I'm personally bad about it. I don't do enough oil changes on my bike, so if the fairings weren't so hard to take off, my God. If you're like me and it's a really big pain to get the fairings off your bike and you don't want to do an oil change, at least get this like stabilization stuff for your gas. This stuff says that it will keep gas fresh for 24 months. That's 2 years. If you're ever sitting your bike somewhere, put this in your gas, because otherwise you're gonna crank it up and it's gonna have like bad gas, and then like that's a whole nother headache. The waiting chronicles continue. I'm gonna clean the chain. So what I've got in this little bucket is just Dawn dish soap and water. All right, so the bike's officially cooled off. I have an idea for draining the coolant this time. I'm gonna put the funnel into this thing and then do like that once it starts spraying. That way it'll just spray the water out. The question is, are you cool? Is there any steam? Yeah, there's still steam. That's fine. We can still do the method that we discussed. Genius. Now the water is just gonna trickle out through here. Perfect. All right, cool. So I'm gonna let that drain, and then after that gets done draining, all we gotta do is fill it up full of coolant and we can move on. All right, so it looks like the coolant is sorted. So since we already cleaned the chain while the engine was cooling, I'm now going to wax the chain, and then the chain should be good to go. There it goes. All right, so now that all the liquid stuff that goes into the bike is done, I can now put the fairings back on. Please, Jesus, let this not go too painful. All right guys, so we got all the fairings back on and we got the whole bike visually put back together. So there's only a couple more steps to finish up winterizing the bike. Similar to how we replace all the liquids inside of the bike and kind of clean the engine that way, we're also going to do the exact same thing to the outside of the bike. What we're going to be using for that is a one-step cleaning and waxing material that's going to put a coating over the bike and help it stay cleaner while it's being stored for a long period of time. For my case, it's also going to keep the bike clean. Look how nasty this bike is. Holy. After removing the fairings, these things got disgusting. This thing needs this polish more than I even thought it did. All right, so I just got done wiping the entire bike down with that wax. Now it says to let it sit for a minute and then wipe it with a clean rag to wipe off the like residue or whatever. So I'm gonna walk through the whole bike and wipe off whatever residue is left on the bike. I'm not typically like the clean the bike guy. I'm more of like, dude, I ride my bikes all the time. If I clean them, they're just gonna get dirty. So I'm not really into that. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna show you, hold on. Look at the difference, and I don't even know if you guys can see. So I just wiped down half of it, and I'm kind of like shocked. I'm gonna wipe down the second half, and then we're gonna have to talk about that wax stuff. Holy shit. All right guys, real talk for a second. When Revzilla and I were talking back and forth and we were talking about doing a winterization video and they were like, yeah, we'll send you the chemicals and stuff. And I was like, okay, cool, that's awesome. When I opened the box and I saw wax, I was like, clean the bike before you winterize it? Okay, cool, whatever. Again, I don't winterize bikes, you know, I ride all year round. I've never waxed a bike, and granted, I could be massively over exaggerating this, but this is the first time I've used stuff like this. My bike was dirty. You guys saw how dirty it was. And you guys have seen what I've done. I literally like put this on a rag and I wiped it on the bike, and then I went all around the bike and then I wiped it one more time. It's like showroom clean. I didn't plan on doing this, but this is amazing. You guys look at this. I'm gonna give one of you guys away. Just like the video and say something in the comments, and I'll pick a comment and I'll send you some of this stuff. I am so blown away with how well that worked. I wish you guys could feel the bike right now because it feels like a brand new bike. Okay, totally lost my train of thought, but yeah. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. So I wanted to be totally upfront with you guys because I don't want you to think this is like some bull crap that I'm just trying to sell this stuff. So when I tell you guys that there's links in my videos, that means that it's probably an affiliate link, and I'm gonna make like an extremely small percentage off of a sale if you go from that link. So I do profit for you guys that support and click those links, and then you go purchase the products that I've actually tested and told you guys what I truthfully feel about it. You really need to try this stuff. Blown away. Okay. The final thing, now that we have the bike all clean, is fuel stabilizer. This stuff, we were talking about it earlier, keeps your gas good for 24 months. This, if you buy anything, I mean, please buy the wax, because I think that's what you're going to be shocked the most about. But if you're going to be storing any vehicle for a long period of time, your gas is going to go bad unless you have this kind of stuff in it. So what I'm gonna do is lower the lift, and then we're gonna add, I think, 2 ounces based on how much gas is currently in there. Yeah, so we're gonna add 2 ounces of this to the gas tank, and at that point, the bike is good to be winterized. So I guess just pour this stuff in. This is absolutely terrifying. And now you just squeeze. Alrighty, and with that, I'm gonna call the bike winterized. Look at that lineup, though. So guys, since I'm not technically winterizing my bike, there is a couple more things that you could do that I didn't do that would help you if you were gonna store your bike for a long period of time. A couple of those things are like removing the battery, removing the spark plugs. I'll put an entire list of all like the checklist things that you could do to your bike to completely winterize it. But guys, other than that, that's about all I've got for giving you some tips and tricks on winterizing your motorcycle. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Shout out to Revzilla for providing the liquids used in today's video. Those guys are awesome. And also check that wax stuff out. It was absolutely incredible. Still a little bit shocked from that. And guys, make sure to like the video and comment if you want to win that wax thing. I was so blown away by that stuff. I'm gonna pick one of you guys that like and comment, and I'm gonna send it to you because y'all need to see this stuff. It's absolutely incredible. And guys, that's about it. I'm Chaseontwowheels, and I'll see you guys in the next video.